That's Cowboys on game. Hey, Dallas Cowboy in the game. Dallas Cowboy get your ring. Dallas Cowboy when I swing. Dallas Cowboy when I swing. DC forever like blue and gray got the wing. Office and defense is not the same. Running their rock better run the right. What do y'all know about them boys? Dallas Cowboy make some noise. Running back hard.
Well, good day, my Dallas Cowboy compadres and Dallas Cowboy haters. Thank you for coming to the channel, J-Mac Sports 24/7. I am J-Mac, and we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys again today. Ran across an interesting article I'd like to share with you guys. Don't be fooled. The Dallas Cowboys offense is a disaster. I want to know if you agree with that. I'm going to get into that, but before I do, I pick up some excerpts from some of the talking heads today, and everybody don't get a chance to listen to them. And one of the shows I enjoy listening to is First Take with Stephen A. Smith, another Dallas Cowboy hater. And he also had, I think he had Keyshawn Johnson on the show. And so he came up with his top five. He does this, I guess, every week and throughout the week. And I think yesterday, early in the week, maybe late last week, he had Dallas Cowboys in his top five as the fifth best team in the league right now. And basically how they're playing, because he always say it's fluid. It's fluid. His top five. So right now we have made the fluid top five list. As of last week, we was number 5. This week he has the Dallas Cowboys as number 4. At number 5 is the Minnesota Vikings. He has the Minnesota Vikings at number 5, the Dallas Cowboys at number 4, the Kansas City Chiefs at number 3. Do you agree with that? The Buffalo Bills and their really good defense at number 2. And of course, he has the Filthy Eagles as number 1. They should be. They're undefeated. They're 5-0. And everyone's talking about this incredible offense and Jalen Hurts, this running quarterback. And somebody remind me when the last time a running quarterback won the Super Bowl. A running quarterback, a primary threat, and not his arm as a threat, but his legs. Give me the first quarterback of any quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl that primary offensive threat was running the ball. But yeah, so they have the Filthy Eagles as number 1. He does, and so his top 5: Eagles number 1, with the Bills number 2, the Chiefs 3, America's team Dallas Cowboys number 4. Followed by the Minnesota Vikings, the Purple People Eaters. I don't know if they still consider themselves the Purple People Eaters. It's a defensive nickname they had from back in the day. I will agree with that 5. Who would? Well, definitely the first 4. I'm not sure who I would replace Minnesota. Minnesota's really coming on right now. There are some people, believe this or not, we want to put the New York Giants at number 5, right? We'll put them. So let me know who you agree. Do you agree with this top 5 or not? Give me your top 5 in the comments. I really appreciate it. And before I go any further, please hit the like. Smash the like. Give me a share the video, and definitely subscribe. I really appreciate it. Helping me build the channel. I'm going to try to put up more content as often as I can. And I think one of my listeners or watchers wanted me to talk a little bit more about other sports, and I could get into other sports as well. I do like college basketball, as I alluded to in another earlier video, and I'm going to try to start watching some basketball. I usually get started at the beginning of the season watching pro basketball. I'm a Laker fan, only because of James Worthy, not because of LeBron James. but James Worthy, who's retired, and I've been involved. So that lets you know I'm dating myself how long I've been watching. I've been a Laker fan since James Worthy was drafted by the L.A. Lakers. All right, after he won a national championship for the Tar Heels. So I will start out. Oh, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant, huge Kobe fan. So yeah, I like Magic. I love Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but Kobe, James Worthy, I love the mentality those dudes had and have. I should say, because Kareem is no longer playing. So we try to get more involved in other sports. But right now, this is Dallas Cowboys. This is Dallas Cowboys channel. We're going to talk about America's team. The most watched, the most hated team of all teams. I guess followed by the New York Yankees. And then Boston Celtics. I guess they can squabble over who's number 2. But number 1 is the Dallas Cowboys. They stay in people's mouths. Whether you love them or hate them, they stay in people's mouths. The Dallas Cowboys. All right. We got this big win coming up Sunday night against the Filthy Eagles at Lincoln Financial. So, a question came up. Who needs this game more? Who needs to win this game more? The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, or the Filthy Eagles? The city of brotherly love. Really? Brotherly love? When the last time there was any love in Philadelphia? But Philadelphia's a great city. The city's great, really. I lived there for almost 20 years. City's great. I mean, it has a lot to offer. I don't want to retire there, live rest of my life there, but, it has a lot to offer, especially the cuisine, the food. Oh, my gosh. The food trucks. But there's just a lot going on in Philadelphia, so, but a little bit too overcrowded for me. But some people like that, like it, so it's cool too. Who needs this game more, Dallas or Philadelphia? Some say Philadelphia because they are undefeated. They are playing. They are expected to win. They are favored by 5 points to win this game. So they should win this game. It's a home game for them. So that's 3 points right there from the 5. And they're playing against a backup quarterback. Now, some of our Cowboy fans and some whom are not think, he is a starter, Cooper Rush. But nonetheless, he is a backup quarterback. And so a 5-0 team who is projected to get in the postseason, go deep in the postseason, and possibly into the Super Bowl, excuse me, are expected to win this game, should win this game, and not lose to a backup quarterback. Some people also suggest or feel that CeeDee Lamb is not a number 1 wide receiver. So then there are others who also see that our backfield, Zeke has lost several steps, not the Zeke of old, but what running back at this stage of his career would be the same as he was when he came into the league. I don't know any other than probably Sweetness, the late great Sweetness, Walter Payton, and the league leading rusher Emmitt Smith, and Barry Sanders. And of course, the great Jim Brown. Not many running backs could classify being in that category. So the Eagles, based on that, the way Dallas is right now, should win this game. Now, so that's why there's a consensus that is saying that they should win the game for those reasons. And then there's another consensus saying that, well, Dallas needs the game more to stay in a race for the division, for a bye in the playoffs, because they are 1 down with the Eagles and they don't want to go 2 down. I think, for me, I think the Eagles, or the Filthy Eagles, need the game more for the reason, if they lose this game, if Filthy Eagles lose this game, Prime time, national audience, international audience, against the Dallas Cowboys, the most loved, the most hated team of all teams. If Filthy Eagles lose this game, if they lose this game, it's going to tear their psyche and the city up. Now, I lived in Philly, and when they lose against Dallas, if you have the opportunity, call their sports radio show. I just tune in to listen because they will be calling. They lose their freaking mind. If Philadelphia Eagles lose to the Dallas Cowboys, they will lose their minds. It is their Super Bowl twice a year to play the Dallas Cowboys. It is their Super Bowl, not the real Super Bowl. They don't care about that. They care about beating Dallas. Dallas could be the worst team of all teams with worst record. Just to beat them makes them feel good. And it should, because we're the Dallas Cowboys, right? They should feel good beating our team. So the Filthy Eagles, they need this game more than the Dallas Cowboys. We still have several more games to make up those two down if we go two. And mind you, we're not playing full stack. Dak Prescott is not there. And I'm going to get into that as well. How Dak make us better than what we are now. It's not close. I'm thinking long game. I know a lot of us, a portion of our fans think short game. They see this eye candy in front of them. It's fool's gold. That's what they see in front of them. You know, when they see Cooper Rush. And I'm not bashing Cooper Rush. I'm not bashing him. But they have elevated Cooper to something that he is not. Okay. So that's not bashing. That's being realistic there, thinking. So in my estimation, the Eagles need this game more. It will affect their psyche if they lose this game. But if they win this game, the media will say, well, they should have won the game. They are who we thought they were. They played against a backup quarterback. They played against a number one who they do not think is a true number one wide receiver, right? They played against a backfield who's, have seen better days. So I honestly believe Filthy Eagles need this game more. And if they win this game, it's what they thought they should have done. And then it's like a win-win for the Dallas Cowboys. If we lose this game, well, we didn't have Dak Prescott, right? That's how I look at it. We didn't have Dak Prescott. And we have several games to make up if we lose this game. So there's no pressure on the Dallas Cowboys other than to prove to the world that we are who we are, the Dallas Cowboys. We are the division defending champions. And we have a defense to be reckoned with. To be reckoned with. So for the Cowboys themselves, the players, that's their motivation. But in all reality, the Cowboys do not really need to win this game as much as the Filthy Eagles do. So right now, going forward, the Cowboys have the fourth most difficult schedule remaining, while the Filthy Eagles have the 11th. So when they do well against this 11th ranked schedule they have going forward, but more so than Dallas, if that comes to fruition, then I know a lot of us will forget that they play 11th place schedule going forward. And, get, as they did last season, back themselves into the playoffs, pretty much will get slaughtered when they get to the postseason to the real good teams. If you don't really pay attention to who the Filthy Eagles are beating and how they're beating them, pay attention to all of this. Okay? I do. So I think starting out the beginning of the season, we had the either first or second most difficult schedule in the league. All right, so I'm going to share this article with you right quick, and I'm going to get out of here. Don't be fooled. The Dallas Cowboys offense is a disaster. And it's written by Reed Hansen. It's a really, really good article. And what I like about this article is it did some really, some legwork, and it got some numbers to present, to show how our offense is, our Cooper Rush, more so Cooper Rush, is not what you think he is. So here goes. In the wake of the Dallas Cowboys' current 4-game win streak, we seem to have lost sight of the current state of the Dallas offense. The Dallas Cowboys offense has been nothing short of abysmal this season. Wow. Dallas may be 4-1 and just one win away from taking the top spot in the NFL East. But in spite of their offense, not because of their offense. In fact, the offense is actually hurting the Dallas Cowboys this season. So they're saying in spite of their offense, not because of the offense. I know what you're thinking. How can this be? Cooper Rush has been the story of this young season. He may just be glorified. He may just be a glorified bus driver, but he isn't hurting the Dallas Cowboys. And he is the running game. And if he is, the running game is at least carrying some extra weight. This is a more complicated series of questions that seems to bear. So here we go. How bad is the Dallas Cowboys offense? A great way to measure offensive input or output is through expected points added. Expected points added. It injects context and value into the yardage rather than just regurgitates raw numbers. For instance, a 5-yard run sounds good without any context. But if we learn that the run happened on 4th and 10, we know it's a bad play. A 300-yard passing day sounds good, but if it takes 45 attempts and 90% checkdowns, it's not worth much. Yep. Some plays help a team scoring chances, and some plays hurt a team scoring chances. By using historical data and possibilities, we can measure whether a play was success rate, or not, and using expected points added, EPA, expected points added, we can determine the degree in which a team was successful or not. Again, EPA. The Dallas Cowboys offense is currently averaging minus 0.072 EPA play this season, meaning they are at a net negative. Their success rate is 40.6%. These numbers rank them 25th and 26th respectively in the NFL this season. The EPA per drop back is 27th in the NFL, and their success rate passing is just 28. Only Carolina, Chicago, and Houston and Denver are worse. But the running game is carrying the weight, right? No. The Dallas Cowboys running game is also producing a net negative. The negative 0.082 EPA play is in the bottom negative 10. A bottom negative 10, while their success rate places them dead center at 16th this season. For all the praise we're giving the running game this season, it's really not deserving. Here we go. Percentage of drives to reach the red zone. Our score, proud pending this past Monday Night Football. KC, Kansas City, 47.6%. Buffalo, 47.2%. Cleveland, 45.1%. The Las Vegas Raiders, 45.0%. Seattle, 44.7%. Filthy Eagles, 44.4%. Los Angeles Chargers, 43.6%. Then you have Indiana, 26.3%. Tennessee, 25.9%. Chicago, 25%. Carolina 24.7, the Cowboys 22.8. Now look at that drop off, 22.8, right? And the Filthy Eagles at 44.4. Maybe it's who they're playing. Maybe it's Jalen Hurts. Maybe it's Cooper Rush. And then the writer goes, why Dak Prescott can make the Cowboys better. And I'm on board with this. Never in the Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott era has Zeke outperformed Dak in EPA play or success rate. Dak has consistently been 4 times more productive in expected points and should offer a significant improvement over Cooper Rush when he returns. Dak was dreadful in week 1. We all know that. But that's an outliner performance. Nothing about his play in the past indicates that will repeat. Exactly. I tell people who now want to jump on the Cooper Rush bandwagon to go and look at tape or film on YouTube of Dak Prescott last year and his back-to-back games. Again, he didn't play in the preseason. Okay, get off that for right now. So is Cooper Rush a failure? Well, this brings us to the complicated portion of the discussion. Playing NFL QB is hard, and if you include backups, the vast majority of signal callers around the NFL do more harm than good. Negative EPA. There are only 18 teams in the National Football League who have a QB who is producing positive numbers this year, so Cooper Rush deserves praise for having positive EPA play. League-wide, Rush ranks 16 in EPA. Composite, which is a pretty good metric to grade QB performance. But since Dak have never graded average or below average, there are many reasons to think the offense will be elevated when he returns. As we see, the running game is operating at a slightly higher success rate as well, so minimizing the number of passes Rush has to throw minimizes the amount of damages he does. Correct. The less he throws, the less damage that he does to our offense. Defenses watch the film and know these numbers. They know Cooper Rush isn't going to beat them. They see that he's last in the NFL on obvious passing downs. They are covering short and guarding against the run. That's why play action works so well, and the Cowboys have found the moderate success they have this season. When Dak finally returns, there's no doubt they will be back off and start playing more too high like last year. They'll want to stop the big plays on early downs and dare the Dallas Cowboys to run. That will only help Tony Pollard and Zeke, who are seeing a lot of packed boxes these days. For those who think Zeke is done, I don't know why they understand that part, that Zeke is a lot in the box. And then, you're seeing Tony Pollard get these 55-yard gains. Let Tony Pollard take 22 snaps and see how many 55-yard gains he would get. As Dan Rupert just said, this team needs Dak Prescott to be successful this season, and I'm on board with that. All hail to the Dallas Cowboys defense. I don't have to tell you the real reason Dallas Cowboys is winning. Their defense is straight up dominant. They're currently ranked 4th in the National Football League in EPA and 2nd in success rate, a byproduct of a couple big plays against them. There's a segment of the fan base that doesn't want to rock the boat and insert Dak Prescott. I mean, yes, when Cooper is winning games. The simplicity of the argument ignores the fact that the Dallas Cowboys offense is currently hurting the Cowboys more than helping. If it wasn't for the dominant Dallas defense, we would not see the Cowboys repeatedly beat the odds. If you have a relay team where 3 runners are carrying the squad while the 4th is among the worst runners on the track, do you not look to replace the weak link? Of course, because eventually your 3 fast runners won't be able to make up for the slow runner. In the same way, the Dallas Cowboys will not hesitate to replace Cooper Rush once Dak gets cleared. Dak adds value and elevates the rest of the team. It's unquestionably the clearest and most obvious upgrade the Cowboys can make this year. The Dallas Cowboys are essentially winning races with a flat tire. If they have the opportunity to change that tire, shouldn't they? Of course. You don't leave a good tire in the garage when you know it can make you that much faster. End of article. From what I'm hearing or what I haven't heard, that I don't think Dak Prescott will be playing this Sunday, and it will be Cooper Rush his opportunity to win this game against the Philadelphia Filthy Eagles. Again, Cooper Rush should not have a lot of pressure on him because neither their team, because it should be expected for the Filthy Eagles to win this game because they are 5-0. They are projected to win the division, go deep into the playoffs and the Super Bowl. It's a win-win for the Dallas Cowboys, win or lose, because if we lose the game, we didn't have Dak Prescott. And so I like the odds, and the fact that Filthy is favored by 5. More motivation for the Dallas Cowboys defense, the most dominant defense of all sports right now. Before I go, I want to give my son's podcast another plug, if you will. What You Scared to Say. That's my son and the co-host, and they new podcast just recently dropped. They have 2 episodes so far up. I think you should take a look at it if you haven't. What You Scared to Say. 2 young people, young adults, giving their input on what's in the media right now and what families are talking about, what you're talking about. A lot of hot subjects, a lot of subjects that shouldn't be talked about because what you're scared to say, a lot of politically incorrect things. So check it out. It's informative, mind-blowing. As I always say, you can always learn something from young people. They have different experiences than we have, especially this new age that we're in right now, in this millennium age. So, listen to them. You never stop learning. You never stop growing. So I advise you to do so. Please hit the, as kids say, hit that smash button. Please, 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 please hit the like. If you're watching the video, hit the like, please. I really appreciate it. Give me the support. Help a brother out. Share the video. Subscribe. Please subscribe. You should give me the support. I really like the support. All that being said, until we rise up again with another video. Peace. 2 fingers.
Dallas Cowboy from the game. Dallas Cowboy, get your ring. Dallas Cowboy when I swing. Dallas Cowboy when I swing. DC forever like blue and gray got the wing.